It's not enough to try to say goodbye, to say, okay, we hope she fails or he fails. They try to ruin you in the dirtiest and most disgusting ways possible. And that's what I believe they're doing to Tucker right now. And I'll just give you one other thing before I bring you guys in for comment. Rolling Stone with the following headline. Fox has a secret Oppo file to keep Tucker Carlson in check, sources say. Fox News executives have in their possession a dossier of alleged dirt on Tucker, should he attack the network in the wake of his departure. File includes internal complaints regarding workplace conduct, disparaging comments about management and colleagues, and allegations that the now former primetime host created a toxic work environment. This is what they do. So what, they're going to release his personnel file? Any complaint, any minion at Fox News ever went in there to lodge against Tucker, whether it was substantiated or not, whether it was a money grab as a part of a departure or not, we won't be given the context. They'll just try to ruin him. That's it. Why? Because they fired him? Wait, what? They fired him, but he must be ruined? I'm sorry, but it's disgusting, MBD. I know I'm supposed to shake my head and shrug my shoulders and say, oh, yeah, this is the business we're in. You know, this is the business we've chosen. I think we deserve better.
Yeah, and I mean, Tucker is going to be bleeding out of the ears in legal fees, fighting for the rest of his contract to be paid out, for the terms on which that will be paid out, whether there's these phony non-disclosure agreements that get poured into a severance agreement, whether there's an agreement about how long there's a non-compete, clause, where he can't start up his own enterprise or join a competing network. All that that's going to be a major fight, and that's why they're already pre-fighting it in the court of public opinion, right? Like, there are stories now. Vanity Fair had a story basically alleging that Rupert Murdoch was freaked out by Tucker praying or encouraging people to pray. So the black eyes are being traded back and forth. And it is a shame. I think the simplest theory of the case is that after the Dominion lawsuit was settled, in which Tucker wasn't playing a leading role, but in which, if he had been outside the company before the settlement, he could have been a pretty devastating witness against figures like Suzanne Scott or even other hosts in the company about what they said about Dominion on air or off air. So the Dominion lawsuit was settled, and Rupert Murdoch, I think, has laid down the law in News Corp that they are not going to support Trump going forward. And Tucker Carlson, being the totally incorrigible person I know that he is, will not make promises about his political assessments or aspirations or his opinions in the future going forward, or how he's going to express them. So I think this is just cleaning up. I think that he was fired because they don't want the primetime spot on Fox to be unreliable going into the next election cycle. And so now the fight is on, and it's going to be war. It's going to be full on warfare. I mean, Tucker's hiring some very serious law people. I think he even hired your lawyer, Megyn.
Yeah, he did. Brian Friedman, who is the best in the business, and he's a pit bull. By the way, if you try to sue me, Brian Friedman will come for you, and it will hurt. But he was smart, and so did Don Lemon hire him. So did Chris Harrison when they booted him off The Bachelor. Chris Cuomo hired Brian, all after I hired Brian. Gabrielle Union, she had a dispute with NBC, all after I hired Brian, because Brian knows how to fight dirty, and these are disgusting companies that outwardly want you to think that they're the highbrow ones. They will be above board, but behind the scenes, they're as disgusting and vicious as they come. So you need a pit bull like Brian. He's a Harvard-educated man. He's brilliant, but he's not afraid to sling with the best of them.
Well, and you kind of know the story, that they're not dealing with you straight about this story. If Tucker used the C word on an executive, and the story is about whether it came out in discovery and whether it was redacted, it means they were fine with him using the C word. They didn't fire him on the spot months ago when he used it, or years ago when he used it. They're only letting this out now that the public relations warfare is in full effect.
Exactly right. And who is the Wall Street Journal report all about? It is about some communications department worker that Tucker didn't like, that he, I believe, is the references to her, may have used the C word about. And we know from the Dominion deposition that he did use the C word about Sidney Powell. I am not defending use of the C word, but these are private conversations that Tucker had about these people that were never meant to see the light of day. They only had to be produced because of the lawsuit, and he complied with his discovery obligations and turned them over. But so what? He was fired because of a private thought he had about this woman who is so bad. I, too, at Fox News, had to hire my own outside communications department because I couldn't work with this person anymore. And guess what? Fox paid for her. Fox paid for me to hire one of the top PR agents in Hollywood because I had to go outside of our industry because I couldn't deal with this jackal for one more day because her job is to undermine the people at Fox News. So this is the same person who he may or may not have said a nasty word about. And if he can't stand her, he's not alone. Find me a person in the industry who has nice things to say about this person. And I'll find you a journalist who's desperate for her info, who needs to write copy based on what she says. Like many people, I am eating healthier, and that's why I love good olive oil. And by good, I mean fresh. Olive oil packs the most flavor and healthiest nutrients when it's fresh from the farm. And that's the problem with the supermarket olive oils. They're not fresh. They can sit on the shelf for many, many months, growing stale. That's why I like my olive oil direct from small, award-winning farms, thanks to a guy named TJ Robinson, also known as the olive oil hunter. When I tasted TJ's Farm Fresh oils, I fell in love with their vibrant, grassy flavors. They're delicious on salad, veggies, pasta, meat, fish, you name it. As an intro to his fresh pressed olive oil club, TJ's willing to send you a full-size $39 bottle of one of the world's finest artisanal olive oils for just $1 to help him cover shipping. Best of all, there is never a commitment to buy anything, and you can cancel your membership at any time. Get your free $39 bottle for just $1 shipping and taste the difference freshness makes. Go to harvestfreshnow.com, harvestfreshnow.com for a free bottle and pay just $1 in shipping. harvestfreshnow.com. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.